Hey guys, welcome to my Geek Rant. So today I'm going to be talking about Marvel's Star Wars number 7. This one is an Obi-Wan Kenobi arc. So what's happening with these comics is that every, I think, 5 or 6 comics, just whenever there's a story arc that's completed, they are going to do a detour, and then we're going to look at these Obi-Wan centric comics, which are basically his journal, and it's basically Luke reading the journal and just kind of learning from Obi-Wan's journeys. And this first one is about a drought that happens in Tatooine, happens about a few years after Return of the Sith. And Obi-Wan even says, oh, I haven't picked up a lightsaber in years. And it's like, I thought that was the most interesting thing to me about Obi-Wan in this comic, is that him no longer being a Jedi and what that means and what he has to do. And there's even a point in the middle of the comic where he is speaking out to Qui-Gon, hoping he can talk back, and he says, you never trained me for this, or no one's trained me for this. I don't know how to just fade away into nothingness. I don't know how to not help people. There's a big thing. The way this comic starts, for instance, it starts with a farmer being manhandled by Jabba's gang because there's a water tax. They need to pay water basically because there's the whole drought. And so they're beating him down. He's like, I got a family. I need this water. I really literally need this water or I will die. And Obi-Wan even says there are people dying. And then what happens, Obi-Wan's there, he sees all this happening, and he just walks right by because he can't compromise himself, because his one mission now is to protect Luke, and that's it. So anything else going on, he can't get involved with. And it just sucks because that his whole life is just for helping people, and I'm sure that really hurts for him to not be able to do anything about it. But there are points in this book where he finds ways to help people, the gang comes back to the town and they try to shoot all this mob of people who want their water back. He jams the guards' guns, and then there's another instance where he's going to a merchant and he says, hey, you can actually drink from these black melons. The Tusken Raiders have been doing that for years. So he's trying to help in his small ways without making himself blowing himself up and, hey, I'm a Jedi, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi, I'm hiding Luke and all that kind of stuff. His one mission is to protect Luke, which does come up in the comic. There's a moment where the gang comes to Owen and Aunt Beru's homestead, and they're like, hey, you haven't paid your tax ever. They say the records show that you've never paid the taxes, and the reason for that is because Obi-Wan's always turning them away. And so his one mission that he can do is basically protect Luke, and that's it. He can't even train Luke because Owen's like, nah, I don't want you training him. We saw what happened with Anakin. He's all f***ed up now, and so that sucks. But yeah, it was really interesting, I think, really getting into Obi-Wan's mind and how he's going from Obi-Wan to Ben, and then even at the end of the comic how he says, no, I still have to be Obi-Wan, because Luke does this heroic thing, which I actually thought was kind of funny. The scene that I'm speaking about, Obi-Wan is basically they're saving him from the gang because Luke's trying to get the water back, and he basically does a Mr. Miyagi. I don't know if you guys watched Karate Kid, but there's a scene in the original Karate Kid in 1984 where Mr. Miyagi is dark and he beats up all the gang and stuff like that, but without Daniel really knowing what's going on, in this case Luke not going on knowing that Obi-Wan saved him. So there's that going on, but I did feel the action was a little bit I don't think action was the strong suit of this artist. It didn't really make sense going from panel to panel. There's a few instances where it was okay and it looked cool, but there's one instance where Luke gets knocked out, and I wasn't sure how he got knocked out. That wasn't clear to me. The art style though was pretty good. I think it got the tone of Tatooine and the dire drought that's going on. It depicted that very well. But that's pretty much it. I think I've said everything I can say about the comic. It did end with Luke and his X-Wing reading from the journal, and it's kind of funny because the way he was reading the journal is the way that I was reading the comic, which I thought was kind of interesting and kind of cool, is that we're experiencing this together with Luke, because it's actually Luke reading the journal and visualizing all this stuff. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm definitely looking forward to more of these Obi-Wan arcs, but we're not going to get one for another few comics, but definitely looking forward to it. Peace, love, and may the Force be with you. Always. They nearly match each other physically. Boba being trained for bounty hunting his whole life. Shepard being trained as an Alliance soldier. Between the PS2 and the PS3, and it was a big breakthrough because there was destructible stuff that you can do and stuff like that. Which is kind of cool, that tree totally just got sliced.